Welcome back to PlanetJayy Astrology, where you will learn everything you need to know about the stars. Today's video is going to be on Pisces Sun. Pisces is the 12th sign in the zodiac. They are a water sign ruled by Neptune, and traditionally they have rulership from Jupiter. So they are a very expansive sign and a dreamy sign. And we're going to talk about the positive and the negative traits today about Pisces. All of the 12 signs represent a different phase of life, and Pisces is the 12th sign in the zodiac, the last sign in the zodiac. So they represent old age, the end of karmic cycles and lessons. And so they are a very complex sign, and the karmic lessons surrounding them are very interesting. So we're going to talk about what negative traits can come up in Pisces when they haven't necessarily learned all the karmic lessons that they need to. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're going to go through all of the sun and the houses videos, the moon signs, and everything like that. And I will leave my tarot channel in the description box below for any Pisces or cross watchers that want to watch some love readings or general readings for work and life, in the description box. All right, so Pisces. What do we need to know about Pisces Sun? Well, Pisces are interesting because they are ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is a planet that brings blurriness, distortion, delusion to life. But it also brings these positive things like dreaminess, the ability to have compassion, to be creative, to escape from the shackles of this mundane world. So Pisces is a very expansive sign. Neptune and Jupiter's influence on Pisces makes them a sign that is artistic. They have the ability to look at this world and all of its tragedy and feel it, ingest it into their soul, and then turn it into something beautiful. So a lot of Pisces placements, you'll find them to be great artists, to be great writers or poets, and things like that, because that's their way of dealing with the world. Pisces deals with the world by escaping into their own reality. And for some that choose creative pursuits, by creating their own reality. Pisces are a very compassionate sign as well. Their sister sign is Virgo. So both signs really love to help others. And Pisces, being a water sign, they can almost intuitively feel another person's emotions without having to think too hard about it. Virgo, their sister sign, they watch people. They get their patterns similar to Pisces, but they watch people to get their patterns. They analyze a person very closely to get them. Whereas Pisces, they can kind of be around somebody and without even thinking about it, pick up on all of these small things that a person is doing and feel that person intuitively. So they have this natural ability to be compassionate towards other people, and they have a natural intuition. Now, in addition to this, Pisces being the 12th sign in the zodiac, these are old souls. A lot of Pisces are not really interested in doing all of the same things that all the other kids when they're growing up like to do. Most Pisces that I've had as clients and that I've met have very close relationships, especially Pisces placement, Pisces moons have a very close relationship with one elder in their family that they feel very close to. But yeah, like I said, Pisces are very creative and very compassionate people. They're very sympathetic, and they try to soothe the worries of other people a lot. They try to be adaptable with people. They are very spiritual and mystic people. So they can sometimes speak very vague. When you speak to a Pisces, especially Pisces Mercury, they can speak in a way that is, like I said, like they are like poets, natural poets. And sometimes when they are dealing with a lot of stress or overstimulated, though, Pisces can speak to you and it's like almost like they're speaking gibberish, because everything that they are feeling and taking in from them is so overwhelming that their ability to communicate their self can be a bit difficult. And that's what Neptune's influence brings. Now, apart from that, though, Neptune and Jupiter allow them to have this ability to be very imaginative. Pisces are generally very approachable signs. Like if you're walking on the street lost in a random city that you've never been to, and you're just looking around, looking at somebody to talk to, the person that you go to might just be a Pisces or a Virgo, because these are people that naturally like to help people and can put themselves in other people's shoes very easily. Pisces teach us to be vulnerable. They're generally an introverted sign as well, depending on the rest of the chart though, and especially the house that Pisces sits in and the house that Neptune sits in will really speak to the expression of the sign. And this goes for all of the 12 sun signs. So if you are a Virgo sun, you can also look and see where Mercury sits in the chart to see how the expression of yourself will be. Same thing for Scorpio, where Mars and Pluto sit in the house. That will add an element to it, if that makes sense. Pisces are generally a very subtle sign. They don't like to say too much. Like I said, they really like to escape into their own world, if that makes sense. These are the signs that you'll find zoning out a lot, but they're generally very conscious people. They're sensitive and modest and humble people. And at times they can deal with people that take advantage of their compassion, people that, see their vulnerability as a weakness. But Pisces are very interesting because, as I said, they are the 12th sign of the zodiac. So they represent the end of a zodiac, the end of a cycle, when all of the harsh lessons and experiences that we've gone through have already happened. Pisces is at the end of that cycle. So like I said, they can be an old soul. They can be homebodies and very introverted because they've, almost on a karmic level, already experienced so much in a past life. On to the challenging traits of Pisces. Pisces are very sensitive. Like I said, they pick up on the energy around them, especially other people's feelings and energies and habits very easily. So they can be quite impressionable signs, especially as children. Pisces oftentimes are misled by a lot of people because, like I said, they will take their sympathy and their compassion as a weakness or try to use it to their advantage. So Pisces have to be very careful of that. Now, what Jupiter and Neptune bring, the mix of Jupiter and Neptune in this sign, it allows them to be very imaginative and hopeful. But at the same time, it's very easy for Pisces to slip from hope to delusion. They like to see things from a bright perspective. And like I said, they try to escape from the harshness of this world. So sometimes it is easier for Pisces to see something a little bit easier if they say it's better than what it actually is. So you'll meet a Pisces. Sometimes you have Pisces friends that are treated very poorly in a friendship, treated very poorly in a relationship. And because of the love and the hope that they have, they kind of withstand and endure that because they kind of tell themselves, well, it could be worse, or they try to focus on the good. So they can be a bit delusional. Now, when they finally get to a point, though, where it's too hard for them to ignore how difficult a situation is for them, they can go to the other side of the spectrum and become very victimized. They can have this mentality where it's like, well, look what you're doing to me. Instead of picking up everything and going, sometimes Pisces can stay in a situation longer than they need to be, similar to their sister sign Virgo. Because their soul and their heart is still wherever it is that they need to leave, right? And so they can get this like, woe is me sort of mentality sometimes because it's very hard for them to give up on someone, to give up on a person, to give up on a situation because they have so much hope from this Neptune and Jupiter influence. Now, in addition to this, though, being such an imaginative sign that likes to escape the harshness of reality, Pisces can zone out a lot, and they can actually be in their own head so much, especially as children, that they don't really pay attention too much to what's going on around them. So this is why a lot of Pisces children that you meet are very clumsy. They may, be stuck on their devices or like to listen to music a lot or read books a lot instead of, conversing with others and just kind of be in their own world. So Pisces really need parents and family members growing up that get them out of their head, that allow them to experience the world in a safe environment, that teach them what the Pisces are the sign that really need to be taught what is acceptable and is not acceptable from as a treatment from others. Because if they don't get that directness, that direct explanation, what oftentimes happens is that naive nature, that impressionability, that becomes a weakness for them. They meet people that notice, hey, this person has probably never, paid too much attention to these certain things. I can use that. So Pisces have to be very careful of that. And they have to be careful too of not being too vague. Neptune brings, like I said, this blurriness to a person, and having this where the sun sits, having this where your ego is, your vitality is. Pisces can oftentimes be too modest or too humble, almost to a fault, like I said, getting themselves in situations where they are taken for granted, where they are mistreated. And because they prefer to communicate themselves in a way that is creative and sometimes artistic, the ability to really communicate to somebody, hey, I dislike this, or hey, I'm uncomfortable, is oftentimes very hard for Pisces, which is why you can find them to be large introverts or big introverts, because it's just easier for them to be alone than to have to figure out how to put themselves in a world, in words that can be digested and understood by another person in the same way that they feel it. So Pisces oftentimes feel misunderstood, and what they find works for them is an artistic or imaginative way of communicating what's on their mind. So that is Pisces in a nutshell. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for everything else. And click all the links in the description box for readings and further videos explaining what it is to be a water sign, to be a mutable sign, etc. Bye guys, and I'll see you next time.